Tasha Ellison stood at the grand revolving doors of Eden Grand Hotel, a glossy skyscraper of glass and marble in the heart of Manhattan. Her sleek black heels tapped confidently against the pavement, and the rhythmic sound echoed the measured pace of her thoughts. She was here for a business retreat, 3 days of strategy meetings, executive roundtables, and final negotiations for a $900 million joint venture with an international luxury chain. Every detail had been meticulously arranged by her team. She was not only the CEO of Ellison Global Media, but also the keynote speaker at tomorrow's summit. The automatic doors whooshed open. Tasha stepped into the expansive lobby, greeted by chandeliers that shimmered like constellations above a galaxy of polished marble floors. She approached the front desk, suitcase in hand, her assistant trailing behind her carrying a leather briefcase and tablet. A sharply dressed white man in his 50s, with graying hair and a stiff expression, looked up from his computer. His name tag read Gerald Hotel Manager. Without even greeting her, he glanced dismissively at Tasha and then at her assistant, as if sizing them up. "Yes?" Gerald asked, voice clipped. Tasha gave him a gracious smile. "Good afternoon. I'm Tasha Ellison. I have a penthouse suite booked under my name. My assistant, Rhonda, should also have a standard room reserved." Gerald's eyes narrowed. "Are you sure you're in the right hotel?" Tasha blinked, momentarily caught off guard. "Yes, quite sure." He looked at her again, this time more obviously, letting his gaze rake from her natural hair, styled in neat coils, to her designer pantsuit and dark skin. "We're fully booked tonight," Gerald said curtly. "Unless you're a registered guest or have proof of your reservation, I'll have to ask you to leave the lobby." Rhonda froze beside her. "Excuse me? We literally just checked in on the app. The rooms are confirmed." Tasha took a calming breath. "My team finalized this 2 weeks ago. The reservations were made directly with your corporate director of partnerships." Gerald shook his head. "Look, I don't know what kind of mistake was made, but we don't allow walk-ins to loiter around here. Please step aside." People began to glance toward them. A few guests, mostly white and dressed in business attire, watched the exchange with curiosity. One woman gave Tasha a sympathetic look before averting her gaze. The humiliation began to settle in like a slow poison. Tasha, a billionaire entrepreneur with multiple honorary degrees and features in Forbes, was being treated like an unwelcome stranger in one of the very hotels her company was about to partner with. Her voice hardened. "Get your supervisor. Now." "I am the manager on duty," he snapped, "and I'm asking you to leave before I call security." It was then that a young receptionist at the far end of the desk stood and slowly walked over. Her name tag read Kylie, Assistant Front Desk Supervisor. She looked nervous. "Sir, she's telling the truth," Kylie whispered urgently. "Ms. Ellison is scheduled for the Royal Penthouse. We received a direct memo from corporate about her arrival." Gerald's eyes bulged slightly, but he covered his embarrassment with aggression. "Then it should have been in the system. I can't accommodate errors in procedure. I'd like to speak to the general manager," Tasha said calmly, though her voice now carried the weight of fire. "No need," came a voice from behind. A tall, elegant black man in a navy blue tailored suit stepped forward. He was Mr. Caldwell, the vice president of North American operations for the luxury chain, Tasha's direct contact. His face was stone cold as he approached. "Gerald, I suggest you step into my office. Immediately." "But now." Gerald reluctantly walked away, his cheeks red with a mix of fury and shame. Mr. Caldwell turned to Tasha, his eyes filled with genuine regret. "Ms. Ellison, I'm so sorry. This is unacceptable. Please, let me escort you to your suite myself." Tasha held up a hand. "Thank you, Mr. Caldwell, but I won't be needing a room." He blinked. "I don't understand." "I've just made a decision," she said, pulling out her phone. "Rhonda, send out the internal memo. Ellison Global is terminating all partnership negotiations with the Eden Grand Group. Effective immediately. I'll follow with a public statement by morning." Rhonda nodded and began typing furiously on her tablet. Mr. Caldwell looked stunned. "Ms. Ellison, the contract was about to be signed. $900 million in revenue. Are you sure? Tasha's smile was razor sharp. Dead sure. I won't do business with a brand that disrespects black excellence and treats its guests based on skin tone. But we'll address this. I just did. Within minutes, Tasha's statement went viral. Her assistant posted it on X, LinkedIn, and Instagram. The message was direct and devastating. I was humiliated today by the Eden Grand Hotel, a brand I was moments away from partnering with. I was profiled, dismissed, and disrespected at the front desk, not because of a clerical error, but because of who I am. Ellison Global will no longer be pursuing any partnership with this company. We believe in dignity and inclusion. If you don't, we don't do business with you. Tasha Ellison, CEO. Within the hour, the hashtag Ellison walks away trended globally. Black executives, celebrities, and civil rights leaders reposted her statement. Articles began to circulate about the incident, complete with video footage from guests who had recorded Gerald's rude behavior. The fallout was immediate. By morning, Eden Grand Group's stock price had dropped by 6%. Mr. Caldwell released an apology, but it was too late. Multiple brands began questioning their own contracts with the chain. Gerald was fired within 48 hours, his severance withheld due to breach of ethics. Tasha, meanwhile, checked into the penthouse suite at a competing luxury hotel across the street, run by a black female founder whose brand was built on equity and excellence. The two women later appeared together on a panel about systemic bias in corporate hospitality, drawing tens of thousands of viewers online. In an interview that week with Forbes, Tasha was asked what gave her the strength to walk away from such a massive deal. She didn't hesitate. I built my company with integrity. I don't let money compromise my values. If I accept disrespect quietly, I make it easier for the next black woman to be treated the same way. And that I will never allow. Her words echoed across boardrooms and hotel chains worldwide. The lesson was loud and clear. Never underestimate the power or the price of dignity, especially when the woman standing in front of you owns the contract and the future.